At this time, the quick speed shop. I wish I could be working in here where the heater is, but we got to go out in the driveway. I got to put 2 fuel tanks in my 1995 Ford F250. I'm a professional. Don't try this at home. So both tanks are leaking all of a sudden. I've waited too long. It's winter time now. It's cold and nasty out, but I got to get it fixed because it's my only truck to drive in the winter time. So we're going to go out in the driveway and we're going to struggle to get them tanks out of there. All right, I brought my gas tanks from Project Green Machine here on Rock Auto. They're SPECTRA tanks. I think they're made in Canada. I got the 18-gallon rear tank and the 19-gallon front tank. Come on out of here. Ha! What we got? Look at that. Nice. Brand new fuel tank. Comes with a new lock ring kit and O-ring. This is a SPECTRA tank made in Canada. Looks like it's galvanized in nice shape. So this should be a good tank here for the truck. Nice. Okay, we got the front tank. This is the 19-gallon tank because this is my truck is a long wheelbase. Extended cab has a big tank. Looks good. So here they are now, ready to go in. They're going to do hopefully both tanks today because it's going to be cold and nasty the rest of the time. But I've got the upper part of the tanks fluid filmed. Actually, this has got Woolwax black on it, and that one has fluid film black because I'm doing a comparison test for a separate video. But I got both tanks ready to install, so I got to go outside in the cold and yank them on out of the truck. Hopefully they go okay. We'll see how she goes. Here we go. It's nice and cold and nasty out here today, and it might rain later, but I've got the F250 behind me. And unfortunately, this thing smelled like gas for a little bit near the rear. Then the rear tank started dripping quite a bit, so it's either got a pinhole or something up near the top when it's full. And then the front tank started leaking. So I'm going to get you guys set up here, and we'll get down underneath. We'll take a look. Got to unhook the filler neck. We're going to do the rear tank first. Going to unhook the filler neck, and there's just a couple of bolts, the lower straps here. Then the tank should pop right down out of there. Hopefully without any too much trouble. And get that one put back up in, and then I'll tackle the front tank, which has the gas in it right now. The rear tank's just about empty. Kind of dark under here because it's gloomy out, but you can see the rear tank here. We got 2 straps here and here to take out, and then the tank drops right down. This tank was actually damaged and this truck was wrecked before I got it. It's got a big smash in the bottom of it over here. You can see everything's all slimy and nasty from fluid film under here and the other rust prevention that was on it, like oily based stuff. So I gotta get some gloves on because this thing is one big slime show. And get my bolts going, unhook the filler neck over here, and we'll just get this right on out of here. There we go. Okay, I finally got all the bolts right down to finger tight, and I'm gonna go ahead and gently take them out. We'll see how heavy this is. I've hardly got any gas in it, so it shouldn't be that bad, but I've got a floor jack that I can get the put the weight on it here. I thought this was finger tight. There we go. Ah! Ooh, look at that. There's one strap. Yeah, this thing is all nasty. Yeah. Got some rust between this tank and the strap there. Ooh, got some salt. That wasn't long for this world. So let's see if I can get this out. All right, now we got both straps out. Let me see if I can coax this thing out of here. Oh no, it's held up by my sitting the receiver hitch bolts. I hope I don't have to drop the receiver, that would suck. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's gonna be tight. Okay, I'm just taking a peek at my lines. See what we got here. It's on the filler neck is holding it right now. Let me go ahead and climb on out of here. I'm gonna climb on out of here and get the floor jack under this just to catch it. There you see the fuel connections. I got my tool in there to unhook those. Let's see, I gotta unplug the filler, get my head out of the way of the light, gotta unplug the filler neck, the sending unit wires, and then this should pull off this should pull off the filler hose, which is way back in there. Huh. Okay, after some fighting there, I got the lines free. You can see them there. The 3/8 is the supply line, the blue line here, and the gray line is the return. And I also pulled the vent that pulled out of a grommet in the tank. So the tank is free now, except for the filler neck. So I can let it down some more and wiggle it on out of here. Okay, you can see better what I was talking about there with the fuel lines and where the vent goes. Just got to bust the filler neck off and pull it off over there. See the filler neck back up and over in there. And we'll get this sucker pulled out of here. Bam, there we go. Woo! So here's the tank up out of the truck. You can see it's got, might have been leaking here in the front. I don't know if this is probably just a gas that spilled on it, but could have been leaking over here. Could have been leaking around here. Those my wires. Wires are good. The new tank comes in a new ring, so you gotta knock this out of here. And let's take a look at my fuel hose. It's not too bad. I don't see any real obvious spots where that could have been leaking, but it was definitely leaking, like dripping right out of there. And it was on this side, so most likely it was like up in this spot here, up here right where the sending unit is where it was leaking. Okay, what I gotta do now is get the sending unit out. Luckily Ford is smart enough to make stainless steel sending units, unlike GM who use steel ones that rot off, so you never have to worry about this going bad. But I gotta get this lock ring out. I got a new lock ring kit that comes with the tank. I just gotta take this old one and knock it loose. Hopefully it'll come out. Let's see which way we gotta go here. She's in there. Now this should hopefully pop out of here. There we go. Bam. There you go, there's your fuel pump and sending unit and all that in one shot there. What we just got to do is transplant this thing right over in the new tank. I don't have any issues with my pump or nothing. My pump works good. And actually I'm going to get a little piece of sandpaper. I'm going to clean up the stainless steel ring to make sure I got a nice little clean section to work with. Then we'll go ahead and we'll install it in the new tank. Get the new tank, we got a new lock ring, we get a new O-ring, and I've got some silicone grease I'm just going to put down in this O-ring seal to help it stay lubricated and make a nice seal. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this grease and spooge it into the hole, into the groove, I should say. So just help make a nice little seal here. And also help hold it in when I put the sending unit in. Let's take our O-ring and lay it right in here. Nice. I'm going to go ahead and lube the ring up with this grease as well. Lube the O-ring up. I also use this grease on the rubber vent hole, and I used it where the filler neck's going to go, just make things go slide together easier and keep some rust prevention action on there. So now we'll take our sending unit. There's a little notch on the bottom of the sender unit to get it lined up correctly. I'm just going to put a little bit of that grease on the bottom of this ring too. Now it's locked right in there good there. I'm going to go ahead and stick the fuel neck back on where it goes here. And I cleaned out any rust that was in here from the original tank. I cleaned any rust out from that. I pulled the filler neck out of the truck to make it easier to install. I'll be able to slide the tank up in and then put the filler neck in. Okay, let's go ahead and try to get this up in here, but before I do that, you can see that I sprayed fluid film black all up under the chassis that never got coated before, up under the tank there, or above the tank. And I got it all sprayed up good, so it's nice and protected now. Tank's got a good layer on top, so let's go ahead and try to throw this sucker up in there. Come on. Okay. Gotta hook all my connections up again. Sending unit. All right. Woo. Okay. I got it held up in there. As good as it's gonna go. Let me go ahead and check the clearance to make sure the filler neck's all right. But I got everything hooked up and pushed in here, so get the straps. Oh God, I slimed myself with the fluid film. big time. Okay, we got her mounted up here. I got the straps lightly bolted in. I went and I fluid filmed the upper side of them on top of the plastic that goes between the tank and here to give it a little protection. And then I'm gonna fluid. I'm actually doing Woolwax because I'm doing a comparison of the rear tank with Woolwax black versus the front tank with fluid film in black. So I'm actually gonna put Woolwax on this back tank here. But the thing is pretty much installed and hooked up. It seems to be good. I got my vent out here hanging for the front. So that was a huge struggle. I slimed myself. Obviously, if this thing wasn't covered with slimy fluid film, it'd be in oil, it'd be one thing, but I got it up in here, so I just got to coat the bottom of the tank after I bolt her down and then put the filler neck back in and she'll be good to go. All right, bam, got it. Got it all fluid filmed, or Woolwaxed up there, Woolwax black on there. Got it all put back together. Got my filler neck put together over here, and this is a terrible grungy job underneath this grungy truck. I'm filthy. I got a ton of dirt to pick up. It's raining now. I'm gonna clean up and then take the truck and put some tank, get some gas in the back tank, and make sure it works all right before I get too carried away. But bam, got it. Well, as you can see here, I waited too long to do the front tank, and it has got cold and nasty and snowing out. Oh, here's snow here. Oh no, this is terrible. Get out of there. So here is the front tank. Here, right here by the carrier bearing, got a bolt in the front for the front strap. Got a bolt in the back here for the rear strap. Pretty much just dropped the two straps. I got two new straps for the front tank because these tend to rust. So I got two new front straps, and basically it's almost empty, so just got to drop her down and change her out. So this video is probably getting a little bit long with the rear tank and all that. So it's going to be pretty much the same process. I've just got to unbolt those two straps like I showed you, and then drop the tank down, unhook the fuel lines the same way with the little tool you push in to remove the clips on there, then hammer off the ring for the fuel filler, or the fuel sending unit, and change it out, and then put the new tank right back in here. So it'll be pretty much the same process. I'm going to go out here, wrench under a little bit, get them two straps down, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, so far the front tank is a lot easier than the rear tank. I took the two strap bolts out here and got the tank let down a little bit. So you can see there's easy access to the sending unit right here by the drive shaft. I should be able to get my hands in there real easy and unhook that. It's got a pretty long cord on the plug for the electric, so I can set the tank down a little bit more and get to that. I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see, but because my hand is going to be in the way, but this is a lot easier. I already got the return line off here. Got the wires for the sending unit. Where's my bigger end? Let's see. Like that. Bam. All right. Something like that. Whew. Aha! Look at this. Here it is. I don't know where it's leaking yet. Probably maybe up in here or up in here. I found a pinhole in the rear tank up top. This one was just starting to leak. It's probably in this rusty zone over here somewhere, but got the tank out. Got to hammer this ring off like the other tank, change out the sending unit, and then slap it right back in there. Once again, I waited till it got dark out to work on this, but here we go. Got the sending unit locked in. I used some clear fluid film to seal around that. Everything is ready to go. Filler neck is installed over here. Here on the frame rail, I took some more fluid film. I sprayed the frame. It's pretty cold out now, so it's kind of gelatinous. But I used the aerosol can. I coated inside of the frame here real good, and my brake lines and stuff. So is ready to stick this tank back up in here. Got some new straps here. They go in the frame like this over here. They come flat and you got to bend them around where they're supposed to go, but I think you got to have them in before you put the tank in or else they won't fit. So drag this around. My jack stand ready to go. Yeah. Now it's going to simply plug everything back together. Okay, I got the tank hanging on the straps. I'm just going to tighten it up. Oh, my gloves are shot. I'm going to make sure my filler neck is on here all the way on this side, which you guys can't see. But, yep, that's on there all the way, so that's good. This is just going to be, just going to take my ratchet and my socket and run this back down. Bam! That's what I'm talking about. Last step is just to tighten the hose clamp on the filler neck. Then I'm going to wipe this down and go ahead and spray my fluid film on the bottom of this to get it all protected up nice. It's all locked up in there super good and looks mint. Bam! This side was a lot easier than the rear tank. This front tank went in super easy and super good. So happy with that. There we go. The tank is installed. I got fluid film black sprayed on it, nice all through here, and got under the straps real good over there and over there. And the stuff should. It's super liquidy right now. It's super cold. It's kind of too cold for fluid film to like flow around, but it'll be all right. It's coated on there and it'll blow around while I'm driving. So I got that coated. I threw a little on the drive shaft because that was rusty. But real easy to put the front tank in. I was super impressed with how easy that came out and how easy it went back in. Had to be done. Now I got 2 brand new fuel tanks, and I'm ready to go for another 25 years on the old 95 F250. Bam. So I'm back inside after slaving away on those gas tanks. I got probably about 4.5, 5 hours into both tanks. Like I said, the rear tank was the main struggle. That was about 3.5 hours to get that down, fight it out from in the framework of the rear hitch, and clean up the straps and clean up your stuff. The lines are really hard to disconnect because it's super hard to get your hand up in there. But the front tank came out pretty easy. That dropped right down. The lines are easy to get unhooked. And anyways, I got 2 new fuel tanks in my F250, so I should be good to go for another 25 years because that's how long those original tanks lasted. I got the fluid film in black and the Woolwax in black. The front tank is fluid film, the rear tank is Woolwax. So I'm doing a comparison test for a different video, and I'm going to see how it holds up over the winter. Hopefully they both hold up good and they protect those tanks. So if you got an F-Series, old body style F-Series truck like this, hopefully this helped you out putting some gas tanks in it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts, tell your friends, and I'll see you right back here at the Quick Speed Shop, working on rusty junks, building hot rods, working on Jeeps, whatever else I got going on in the shop.